Hello, my name is Mary Moreno. I am broadcasting to you from Oceanside, California. Today's podcast will be about what inspired the teacher that I have been working with to become an ESN teacher, Extensive Support Needs. She is an amazing worker and has taught many paraprofessionals in how to work with special needs and how to become confident as a future educator like me. I chose this teacher to speak because of her background as a teacher. Now I will introduce you to Miss Holland, who is an ESN teacher at El Camino High School. Hi, Miss Holland. Thank you for joining in.
Hi, Mary. Thanks for having me.
We are going to talk about where she started and what inspired her to become an ESN teacher, as well as why she wanted to become a teacher in the educational field. Taking it back, when you first went to college, when did you decide that you wanted to work in the education field?
I decided that I wanted to work in the education field about 20 years ago. I had a niece that was in a special needs class, and she was having a hard time with reading, and the teacher called and asked for somebody from home to come in and help out. So I started volunteering, and about 6 months later, the teacher had me hired. And then about 6 months after that, she decided I was going to school, and so I started going to school.
Did you encounter any struggles during your internship or during your first year as a teacher?
I would say the biggest struggles that you have, even though I had 10 years in the classroom as a paraprofessional, the biggest struggle for me was classroom management.
How did you handle your first behavior from a student?
My first behavior was a deaf kiddo. And the best tool that I had was his parents. His parents really worked with me well, gave me tips, and I would say that my biggest advice to you was to make sure that you create great relationships with your parents.
Could you tell me a favorite moment you had when you in the classroom with the students?
A favorite moment I've had so many favorite moments over the last 20 years. But my favorite moment that still pops in my head is that kiddo, my first big behavior, the deaf kiddo, and just learning and growing with him. And that's my favorite part of being an ESN teacher, is you're always learning and growing.
I remember as a young child wanting to become a teacher. And I would go out with my friends outside in the backyard, and we would all want to become teachers, and so we all took turns taking charge. And I think as a teacher, I think I could see myself as a teacher in whatever grade level I fits me.
I think you'll be a great teacher.
In today's education, what are some of the changes you see from then and now?
The biggest change, because I do work in a high school, is the requirements. And we are offering an alternate pathway to a diploma, which is changing the way we teach. We no longer teach life skills. We teach core classes now.
I know once I become a teacher, I probably would have to start out as a substitute to sort out the struggles and make sure I'm very confident and can work with these different behaviors in gen ed kids. I think definitely I could see myself as a teacher by substituting first and getting the confidence from these students.
I would recommend anybody starts as a substitute so you can find out what you're really passionate about, what grade level, which population of students. So I think that's a great idea.
What tips could you provide someone new in becoming a teacher for the first time?
Build great relationships with parents, and remember that the staff on your campus is your greatest resource.
Thank you for joining in, Ms. Holland.
Thank you.